That is it. That's enough time. I can still see the number climbing, but you know, I don't want to let you all wait because you made it here on time. Your time is valuable, and I promise to you, we're going to show you something equally valuable. So your time here is well placed today because, as you can see, this is an opportunity call. We're going to present to you one of the most exciting opportunities I have ever talked about in the last decade. And as you can see in the background, there is a Bitcoin. So it all has to do with Bitcoin. This is our central topic today, and we're going to talk about that. But first, before we start, every professional presentation has what? Exactly, a disclaimer. So, what we're doing today is no financial advisory. I'm not a financial advisor. What I'm showing you today is the products that the company is offering, and also I'm sharing with you my own personal experience so you can get a big picture of what's possible. Also, I'm going to show you some educational content about Bitcoin. That is the content that I have created, and it is not created by the company Iconix Mining Race or Mining Grid. And let's start with exactly this, talking about Bitcoin. So, as I said, I created some educational slides here we're going to talk about. And these educational slides I created to make sure that before we speak about the opportunity today, that we are all on the same page of understanding Bitcoin. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So, as you can see, our very central topic, or should I say, our very decentral topic today is Bitcoin. And there's a lot of important points to talk about. I can see here you have 6 points listed that are some informations about Bitcoin that are very important. You can see here it was the world's first cryptocurrency. It's the most established network in all of cryptocurrencies and blockchain. It has a very limited supply. That is very important, and we're going to talk about that later on. So keep that in the back of your mind. It has a very high liquidity. It is a decentralized network, which is very important. And also, it has the largest market cap on all of the crypto market. No wonder, because it is the big father of all the cryptocurrencies, or big mother, if you want to say so. It's the big Bitcoin who started it all. But there's another very important information about Bitcoin that is not on this slide right here. And this very important information is a date, a specific date, the 22nd of May. And you know why that is a very important date for Bitcoin? Because that is Bitcoin Pizza Day. And Bitcoin Pizza Day is not just important because we all like to have a tasty slice of pizza. No, Bitcoin Pizza Day is very important because 15 years ago, something very important happened on that day. There was a gentleman called Laszlo, and he paid for these two pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoin. Of course, he did not pay at the pizza place directly. He paid another friend on a chat, and he bought him the pizza. So this is how he got two pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoin that he paid for it. And that's very interesting. I'm sure they had a great night. Look at him and his kids, and they all eat pizza, and it's a very nice evening for them. But it's a very important evening for us because that really is a historical moment, because that is the first moment in history where something was paid, a good was paid with Bitcoin. And that actually gives Bitcoin the first price ever, because these pizzas were ordered for around $41. And by paying 10,000 Bitcoin, that gives Bitcoin a price of around $0.0041. So less than half a penny. Very interesting, right? If you would have taken these 10,000 Bitcoins today, right now, they would be around $900 million. Crazy, right? And that should really open your mind, open your eyes to the revolution that is going on with Bitcoin. And that is like brewing in the background for 16 years already. Oh, well, 17. Bitcoin had its birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Bitcoin. And if we take a look at some more years and birthdays, then we can see this here. These are the birthdays of iPhones, right? If you take a look at the moment where each new iPhone was released, and you would have paid the new iPhone in Bitcoin then 2015, you would have paid 2.7 Bitcoin for the iPhone 6. And on the release day of the newest iPhone, the iPhone 17, you would have paid 0.007 Bitcoin for it, just because the purchasing power of Bitcoin went up that much. And that is another thing that should show you the growth and the potential and all the revolution that is going on in Bitcoin. And a revolution is never silent, right? And this is the reason why already 7% of the world have come in contact with Bitcoin. But let me tell you, we are even more early than that because 7% is only the estimate of people who came in contact with Bitcoin. That does not mean they actively own, hold, or use Bitcoin. The percentage we are looking at when we talk about people that really use Bitcoin or save Bitcoin long term, we're talking about less than 3% of the world's population. And that is at the same time a lot of people, but not so much, right? So there's a lot to come. And all these people didn't arrive in the Bitcoin world because Bitcoin is offering huge profits. No, a lot of these people came because Bitcoin is solving problems. Bitcoin is a decentralized network, which means there's no central entity, so no company, no single person or government that rules over this technology or this currency, right? Also, it is a peer-to-peer currency, which is very important because I can send Bitcoin to whoever I want. I just choose the person who I want to send it to. I send it to his wallet address, and the Bitcoin will arrive. And there is no middleman that can block my transaction. There's no middleman that can freeze my Bitcoin or anything. It is simply not possible. So we don't need a middleman anymore in the transaction, like it is the case in many or all traditional finance solutions, but we have a peer-to-peer currency. So it's really me sending Bitcoin to whoever I want with nobody being able to stop that. And that makes Bitcoin a big problem solver, a huge revolution. And we can all already see the revolution it is doing in third world countries also. Interestingly, there's a huge adoption rate in third world countries and countries where people don't have access to banking accounts because almost everybody on this planet has a smartphone, right? Even the poorer areas of the earth, people have smartphones. And if you have a smartphone, you can have a wallet. So now you can have your own account with money on it on your smartphone, and you don't need a bank for it. So that's a big part of the revolution that Bitcoin is offering to the world, and that is really what's happening. So people adopting not only an asset that grows in worth, but a revolution, a solving of the problems. And I personally love to be a part of that. But let me tell you, there is, of course, when there's a revolution, there's an old system that is dying while a new one evolves. And I see the traditional finance system, there is some sparks around it every time. And I brought you some quotes about the traditional finance system that may open your eyes a little bit more for what is happening. I got a quote from Michael Saylor that he said one time, and he said, by the time your financial advisor says it's okay to buy Bitcoin, it'll cost $1 million. And when they say it's a good idea, it'll be $10 million. And we can see that happening. Make sure to listen to some things Michael Saylor has said or some interviews with him. It's very interesting and opens your eyes in different directions for Bitcoin. Also, I brought you another quote from Eric Hoffer who said, in the times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. And in my personal opinion, that is exactly what we are observing right now. Because the adoption of Bitcoin is happening. And it's happening without me and without you, but better with me and with you. But let's take a look at the big adoption that really is happening around the world. So Bitcoin has already become a very stable part of the financial system of the world. The USA has created a strategic reserve in Bitcoin for the USA. So that is something very, very special. If I would have told that my friends like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe they would have said that I'm crazy. Now it's reality, and we're all here to witness it. Bitcoin has been legal tender in El Salvador, so people could pay tax, water bills, and everything with it. And it is used for international trades. Also, companies invest in Bitcoin left and right. There's new companies every day investing in Bitcoin, and I think it's an orange wave that can never be stopped again. And also, of course, Wall Street is jumping on the Bitcoin. All the big banks of USA and more countries. You can see the news every day. I uh, I should tell you that you should invest 10 minutes of your day to research Bitcoin, Bitcoin news especially, so you can see what's happening. So there's a new bank, there's a new country, there's a new company every day that adopts Bitcoin, buys Bitcoin, creates a reserve in Bitcoin, offers Bitcoin products. So this is really happening that much that I cannot even put it all in this presentation. But it's no wonder because Bitcoin is just a winner. Bitcoin wins if we measure it in profits, of course, every single year, and also accumulated over 14 years. It is a winner against the most favorited assets in the world, like gold and S&P 500. People use these as their favorite investments for the last 10, 15, and 20 years. But you see, Bitcoin is a clear winner against these assets, and it continues to do so. Also, Bitcoin has made its way up to the top 10 of the world's biggest assets and companies. Of course, that is a list that jumps up and down, but Bitcoin right now, has been head to head with Amazon, Google, the asset silver of this world, and also Saudi Aramco, Meta platforms, which is Facebook, and all of that. And if I show this to people, they usually ask me the same question. It's all the time. They ask me, "Am I too late?" And the answer to that is pretty simple. Yes, you are too late. Too late to buy Bitcoin for a $10,000. For this, I believe you are too late. But that doesn't mean that you cannot witness or participate in the future of Bitcoin because the future of Bitcoin is still very big. Let me tell you a story about what you can see here. I was there in the red circle moment. You see there? I was there. And I was there in many different moments. I had my first contact with Bitcoin in 2014. Interestingly, directly with Bitcoin mining. I was working in an IT company and got all the IT guys, and we were talking about it. And the one guy showed it to us. Very interesting. And you see, when 2018 happened with this spike you can see there, it was crazy. Everybody was going crazy. And everybody said, "Oh my God, we missed the train." You see the big spike in 2018, everybody said we missed it. We missed the train, damn. And it was going down again, as you can see in 2019. But you know what? Most of the people who missed the train didn't buy because they said, it was the top. And now it's dead. And Bitcoin has been called dead for over 400 times in all of this, what you can see here. So when the next time came in 2021, as you can see here, people said the same. Oh, now it's over. Now it's at the top. I missed the train. Then it went down again. People said, "I'm not buying it because now it's dead." Went up again and they said, "I missed the train." And people keep on continuing to do so, even though Bitcoin is the only asset in the world that has proven this wrong every time. Bitcoin is the only asset in the world that has recovered from price instability for about 30-50% with a new all-time high every time. And there's still such a big journey ahead because there is a special number I want to talk to you about, and that is this number, 21 million Bitcoin. You know what number that is? That is the maximum amount of Bitcoin that can ever exist. It's not possible for it to be just one Bitcoin more. No, 21 million is the maximum amount that can ever exist. So, what if I told you not all the 21 million Bitcoin are existing today? There are only 19.9 million Bitcoins in existence today, and there's still roughly over a million Bitcoin to be created. And now I tell you something even more crazy. These 19.9 million Bitcoin have been mined, which is the creation process of Bitcoin, in 16 years. Well, now 17 years. And the remaining 5%, roughly 1 million Bitcoin, will be created over the course of the next 115 years. What do you think about that? How is that even possible? Of course, I will explain to you right now. Bitcoin are being created by the process of so-called Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining is creating Bitcoins every 10 minutes. But the amount of Bitcoin that gets created every 10 minutes is not equal all the time. Let's take a look back in the past. As you can see here, 2009, the amount was 50 Bitcoin. So 50 Bitcoin that are being created every 10 minutes. But now there's a very interesting mechanism in the Bitcoin blockchain that is called the halving. And the halving is really halving the amount of Bitcoin that gets produced every 10 minutes, roughly every 4 years. So with this information, you can now understand the picture you're seeing. We got 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. 4 years later, we got 25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Then 12.5, 6.25. And this is how we came here. Today, we are creating 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And you might think the same like the people I told you about with the price back in 2018. You might think, oh, well, then I missed the train because this amount of Bitcoin that gets created every 10 minutes is really low now compared to the past, right? Well, let me show you what's ahead. So naturally, in 4 years, this amount will be halved again, right? But after that, there's another halving. And after that, there's another halving. And after that, there will be another. And there will be a couple of halvings until we reach 2136, especially 2140, when all the Bitcoins are being mined. And as you can see, the amount of Bitcoin that is being created every 10 minutes gets halved every 4 years. There's no stop to that. So if you look at that this way, you can see that we are still very early, and you can be part of this. You can be part of this exciting journey into the year of 2140 and above. Yes, you can be part of it. And this is where we come to the point of the opportunity we're talking about today. Introducing to you Mining Race, the fastest driven Bitcoin movement on the planet. Maybe also in the whole universe, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe they're doing something crazy up at Mars. I'm not aware of that right now. But as you can see here, Mining Race is a mining platform that you can have in your pocket. You can see it here as an app on your smartphone, and that is really giving mining back into your hands. Because mining has been a technological, really advancing industry that became more complex and also more expensive over time. So really privately, people could not do mining anymore because electricity costs became high. The hardware that is needed for this process became very specialized, very big, and it's big machines that are loud and take a lot of electricity, and you have to have technical knowledge to, set everything up and all of this. So mining has become very unavailable for the private individual these days. And Mining Race is really bringing the revolution to that because it's giving you mining back into your pockets. And mining race is not just something that is here right now. It is really a journey, a journey that has already started 2 years ago, and we have seen so many improvements in the app and all the usage of the mining products that we are having today. But it's also a journey into the future, if you think about it, because you are mining now, and as you saw with the data I just showed you, that is something that we are doing now for the future, and that is for a long future. And mining race is really a community mining ecosystem, means we're mining Bitcoin together as a community. And it's really interesting because with this mining process, we are running around 1.5% of all the global Bitcoin mining in mining race today. And the results of this Bitcoin mining is going to all the people participating in the mining race. That is something really special and revolutionary. Also, this company, no wonder, has been recognized as a leading tech startup in the UAE by the Dubai Chambers, which is, in my opinion, a huge achievement, a big milestone for the company, and I love that. But, with the team behind Mining Race, I am not surprised because, as you can read here, it's a team with over 10,000 human days of blockchain experience. And I don't think this sentence really tells you how good these people are. I got to know them, you know. I started in mining race in Iconex. I started the same where you are right now. I started in front of a screen listening to that, and I flew around the world. I met the founders. I met the team behind this company and the guys who are actively developing this and analyzing this and forecasting the data for us to have growth in the community and with the product. I got to know these guys. And this is what gave me incredible confidence for the future. Because even in my career, which is an IT career, I have never seen people like this, of this kind of quality in their niche, in their industry, working on a product like this. This is really revolutionary. This is really one of a kind, a platform that is built in-house. And that is something for an IT guy, that is a huge quality mark right there, because they don't pay a third or fourth company to build them the app or something. All what you can see, all of what is running is built in-house, and that really makes a quality product. But let's say we give you all of this. We show you the future of Bitcoin and you understand Bitcoin. You invest your time in understanding Bitcoin and you come to the moment where you understand, okay, Bitcoin is really something I should invest my time and learning about too. And also I should invest in it, but I can buy Bitcoin, right? I don't need to mine it. I mean, you have a nice app to mine Bitcoin, but why should I mine it when I can buy it? I mean, it's a natural question, but let's just talk about it. Of course, you can buy Bitcoin. But now, with your investment, you're subject to market volatility. The market is unpredictable and short term, so you're not sure about your gains, right? You cannot be. It's really a street with two directions, up and down. And what you are doing when you're investing in Bitcoin is really you're putting your money in Bitcoin to stay in Bitcoin and wait. This is investing in Bitcoin. So, what you're planning to do is spend fiat money and wait. That is your ultimate plan. Now, you're betting on the horse called Bitcoin, but you're not actively supporting Bitcoin because you just bought it and hold it, right? You have no direct involvement in the transaction verification process, which miners do. Let me tell you about Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining is a better opportunity than buying. It gives you more returns with less risks because think about creating something. So now you create something. So you have zero point 0.1 of it. Then after that, you have zero point 0.2 of it. And after that, you have zero point 0.3 of it. You're creating it. So this street has only one direction, and that is up. And also, you're contributing to this decentralization of the Bitcoin network, which means you are now the reason why there is more Bitcoin mining power in the world. And this Bitcoin mining power is making the Bitcoin network more secure and you contribute to the decentralization and the security of the whole Bitcoin network. So you're not just betting on the Bitcoin horse, but you're actively supporting it. And you're doing the same like before, spending fiat and waiting. But now waiting is not just having Bitcoin and wait for it to grow. Waiting is now actively creating Bitcoin in the background every time, every day. And that is something that is a clear benefit over buying Bitcoin. I mean, this comparison was not fair in the past because maybe you wouldn't have access to Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin buying Bitcoin was your only option. But now that both are, available to you, this is a fair comparison that has a clear winner. And you can do all of this in our one-stop shop super app. Great name, right? But let's just talk about the app before we get to the product itself. The app is something that I like to call a complete product because what is important in the crypto world and the Bitcoin world, that is, of course, control. In Bitcoin, we say, don't trust, verify. And not your keys, not your coins. You know about that? And this is the starting point of the whole mining race app. We're starting it off with a non-custodial standalone wallet. So you have your own seed phrase to your own non-custodial wallet, which has your funds, your Bitcoin mining earnings on it, and you are the only person that has control over it with the 12-word seed phrase that you create when creating your mining race wallet. So we're starting off at the top of the mountain really by creating this app, by creating our own wallet inside of this app, right? So with that being said, you're starting with top-notch security because it's the highest security standard of the world when it comes to your funds. It's having your own seed phrase to your own cryptocurrencies in your own wallet. And also this wallet is a multi-chain support wallet, so you can have Bitcoin and you can also have USDT and USDC on the Ethereum and Binance network, which is really universal for your day-to-day life. But let's talk about your day-to-day life. Maybe you are not already using crypto in your day-to-day life, but let me tell you something from me personally, not from this presentation. You will. You will use crypto in your day-to-day life. That is something that is really clear to me. And let me tell you how the Mining Race app helps me in my day-to-day life. First of all, think about it as a wallet. So I was using crypto before mining race. So I was using naturally a crypto wallet every day. And if I use my crypto wallet every day, I want to have some nice features. I want to have like it has to be very comfortable, it has to be fast. I like to do that. So now I'm basically using Mining Race as my day-to-day wallet. But also inside of that, I have the Bitcoin mining power that is producing Bitcoin for me every day, which is a nice feature for a wallet, right? So that's really what's happening. And inside of that, we have a transaction center that really combines the movements of your wallet, but also the results of your mining. So in the transaction center, you really have nothing less but 100% transparency. That's what's going on in it. Because the transaction center shows you every single purchase you made, every transaction you made, paying in dollar. You can see every single cent that you did. You can see every single mining day of your mining products. You can have product A gave me this much Bitcoin today. Product B gave me this much Bitcoin today. Product C gave me this much Bitcoin today. You can see every single cent, every single Satoshi, 100% transparent in your transaction center. And let's get back to the day-to-day life. Now I have my crypto funds on my wallet, and if I want to send it to my friend, let's say, hey, I want to give him $50, and I just go to the address book and choose his name, and then I click send, and the crypto is being sent. So I don't need his wallet address and copy and paste it in or type it in or something because I have once put it in my address book. I can just choose it, conveniently send it, and it also secures my transaction because I cannot make a mistake by copying it in, or typing it in. That would be a source of mistakes. But I can never do a mistake because I just choose his name from the address book, send him the $50, and everything is good. also, we have something that secures your transactions every time you send to a new address. A new address cannot be in your address book. It's the first time, right? So you have a QR code scanner where you can scan the QR code of a wallet address, and now you cannot make the mistake by copying it or typing it in. So that is really securing all of your transaction, whether it's known addresses or unknown addresses. So we have this all-in-one super app that gives me a wallet for my day-to-day life, that really makes it very comfortable, that gives me 100% transparency, that lets me mine Bitcoin with all of this app, and this easy app that gives me all of these functions very, very easy and conveniently. We should not forget that this easy app is giving me access to a very complex industry, a very big industry. The Bitcoin mining industry is a $74 billion mining industry growing every year, So just because the app is simple and easy does not mean there is not a lot behind it, right? And let me show you how 99% of the people start to participate in this industry with our products. Most of the people that join the mining race are starting with the stable mining card. It's a very interesting product and a very unique product. The whole mining industry has never seen a product like this. Let me tell you about it. So, the stable mining card has a variable price. Right now, here you can see $400, but the price of the stable mining card is really based on market rate. So it really moves up and down with the performance of the Bitcoin mining market. Very interesting. So now the stable mining card represents 100 terahash of Bitcoin mining power. And these 100 terahash of Bitcoin mining power are producing Bitcoin for me every single day. So now I bought myself a stable mining card. The mining card is producing Bitcoin for me every single day. But what happens now? Does it stop after a fixed time amount of time? No, that's exactly not what's happening, because we got something special going on that you have may never seen before. We have the stable mining card producing Bitcoin for us every single day until a fixed goal is reached. We can see the goal here with 114%. And that means that Bitcoin mining is happening until I reach 114% of what I paid for the card. You understand what I'm saying? So now the card is not running for a fixed amount of time, but until it reaches a fixed goal. And that makes the time of the running of the card the variable in it all. So as you know, the mining is producing different results every day. So it can be more on one day and less on the other day. We have an average that is marked at around 120 days today, but you know, the mining will not stop until you reach 114% of what you paid for the card. And of course, you can have multiple cards that each have their own price at which you bought them, and that brings you 100%, 14% of what you paid for this exact card. So that's a no-brainer product because everybody understands the dollar price and everybody understands the percentage. There's no need to have extreme technical knowledge of Bitcoin mining or anything to understand that this product is profitable for me while doing real Bitcoin mining for me. That's a really revolutionary product. But that's not everything that Mining Race is offering to you. You can also get yourself your own mining device. That is 119 terahash running for you, but it is a fixed duration. It will run for you for 4 years. And you can see something special on this. We had a lot of information on the last slide, right? But there's not so much information on this slide, right? You know why? Because there's not much to say about it, because it's really that easy. This machine, it is a one-time payment and everything else is automatically managed. What do I mean by that? So now you get yourself a machine for $4,200 which is now available for $3,900 as we speak. And this machine will run for 4 years, producing Bitcoin for you every day with 190 terahash. Of course, with this setup, there will be costs for hosting and electricity as well. But you don't need to pay attention to it. You don't need to think about it because it's automatically managed for you. The 190 terahash will produce Bitcoin every day, and the cost for electricity and hosting is just deducted from that, and you will get the net profits into your wallet. And that is what's running for you for 4 years after you paid $4,200. Right now, as we speak, it's available for $3,900 even. And that's all you need to do. After you bought the machine, it just starts running, after a setup time of a couple of days. And then it's just running 4 years automatically, right? Really, really simple product. But that's not all. Last but definitely not least, there's the mining core, which is, again, a very unique product. Because as you can see, the price for the mining core is $25. And that is really the most affordable Bitcoin mining product in the history of Bitcoin mining. Very, very crazy. So the most affordable product of Bitcoin mining on this whole planet is offering you 1 terahash of Bitcoin mining power that will be running for 1 year. But that's not everything the core is bringing to you. So now you activated your mining core. It's running with 1 terahash for 1 year. But your core is now also participating in the core races. Very exciting topic because now you activated a new core, and every newly activated core is participating in the sprint race for one time. And the sprint race is a race where one core gets selected every Wednesday that gets rewarded with $20,000 in Bitcoin. You heard that right. $20,000 in Bitcoin for one of the new cores of the week. Very interesting. But let's say your first core does not win the sprint race. Don't worry. You're not out of the races because we got the block race, which is even more exciting than that, as I would say, because the block race, it is running every 10 minutes and your core is participating in every block race for 1 year. So you get yourself a core that is mining with 1 terahash, pure Bitcoin mining for you, giving you the mining results. It is participating for one time, one chance to win the sprint race, $20,000 in Bitcoin, but it's also running 1 year in the block race that is happening every 10 minutes. That is over 52,000 times with a chance to get $20 in Bitcoin. And if you won the race once, there's no end to it. The same core can win it again and again and again. No stop to it. And the selection process of the winning core is a really cool thing. If you are a nerd, please look into it because you will be excited. I was very excited by that. It's a predefined blockchain based selection process, which basically really means we are scanning the blockchain every 10 minutes, block by block, and we are taking out, the hash of every block of the Bitcoin blockchain and creating a winning number out of that. So really the random number generator that generates the winning core every 10 minutes is the Bitcoin blockchain itself. There cannot be a cooler random winner selector in this world, right? Really cool. So that's the most affordable product, most affordable Bitcoin mining product in the world with $25 that gives you Bitcoin mining and also the core racing, which is very exciting. And if you want to have any of these products, it's really simple. You get yourself a spot license. That is your access to all of these products that we saw today. And let me tell you, there's a spot license for everyone. There's the right spot license for everyone. And if you get yourself a spot license, no matter which one, it will give you access to different mining products. It will give you access to earn bonuses and link rewards, which you can have if you refer mining race to somebody else. You get access to the Iconix promoter platform where you can professionally bring mining rates to others, build a network, earn bonuses, and you can also have access to our education center, which is really good because right now we have three books. We have two books inside our education center, and we have it in three languages. We have English, we have Arabic, and we also have German at the point of time speaking. I'm sure there's more to come, my friends. But as I told you, there is the right spot license for everyone. Let's take a look at that. And after this slide, I'm going to tell you a really nice to know secret, huh? So the real question is which is the right spot license for you? You can have a race license, look on the right, for $40. And the race license has the capability to have as much cores in it as you want. So there's no limit to cores. Um, you can have unlimited cores in this license, which costs you $40, and that is a yearly license price. So you get yourself the race license and as much cores as you want. But if you say you want a machine or maybe a cart, uh, then you can get the starter license, which gives you the ability to have up to one machine and one cart, right? So if you want more than that, you get yourself premium license with up to nine machines and up to nine cards, platinum for up to 30 machines and 30 cards, or the prime license, which, as you can see, had a special offer until just a couple of days ago with the 1,500. But right now, as you can see, it is still a very affordable thing. For 50 machines and 50 cards, you pay only $1,700. Right now, as we speak, that price is in the app available. So the real question about all of this is, are you ready to mine? But before of that, let me tell you the secret I was talking about. All of these licenses include a free mining core. Well, I don't know if that's a big secret because it's written up there above the spot license, but you felt exciting when I said that, right? So the free mining core in all of these licenses, you might think about it as $25, but let me tell you what it really is. So it really means no matter how you start in mining race, no matter if you start with a starter license or platinum or prime license, the free core, which is also a new core that is being activated, is included. So that means you are participating in the sprint race to get your chance on $20,000 in Bitcoin. Everyone who's starting with us has this chance equally. Everybody. So, again, are you ready to mine? And if you are, the process is quite easy. You get yourself the Mining Race app, which is available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Maybe you leave us a nice review. We have a lot of nice reviews, but more is always better, right? And you can download the app. You click on Create Wallet. You create your own wallet. It's a very intuitive process. Choose a name, choose a password, like you know all of these things, right? And at one point in the wallet creation process, you will see your seed phrase. Please do me a favor, write that down on a pen and paper, right? And do not do a screenshot of it. Do not save it digitally. That is for your own security. Yes? So write that down, store it securely. If you set up your account, which really takes 1 minute, then you are already inside of the app. You can visit the shop, you can choose your spot license. And when you get to the point to choose the right spot license that you want to have, the system is asking you for a referral link or invite code. So then please speak to the person who invited you here today. They will give you the invite code, they will give you the referral link. If they sent you a code, put it in this field. And if they sent you a link, you can also put the whole link inside of this field. It will work just the same, right? Then you can continue your shopping. And now, congratulations, you are on board with your own spot in the mining race. And now you also get access to really the best bonus plan of the industry. And you will learn about that later from the person who invited you here today as well. So again, it's very easy. Download the app, set up your wallet, choose your spot license, and start racing. So I hope I gave you some useful information. I hope I ignited a spark or a light in you today that lets you see Bitcoin. And I tell you, you should go to the person who invited you here today and talk about Bitcoin. It's so important. You should invest every day, maybe just 5 minutes or 10 minutes into Bitcoin, into learning about Bitcoin, into talking about Bitcoin, listening about Bitcoin, maybe explaining something about Bitcoin to someone, because you will be on that level fast if you do it every day, right? That is something I can give you on your way after this today. And please get in contact with the person who invited you here today. And you have the opportunity to be here again next Sunday when we do this again. We do this every Sunday. Please be my guest again, and please invite your friends and partners and family to this call as well. We're upgrading it every time, making it, trying to make it very interesting about Bitcoin. And I'm very happy that you are all were here today. Don't forget, for the existing mining racers, there's a business training happening on Wednesday with our good friend Damir, which will also be very interesting. See you all soon and have a nice day. Bye.